Hello everybody, Jamie from FM Scout. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the free transfers for FM20. Now, of course, we've already done this video at the start of the game, but of course, the winter update has come, and there's been a lot of changes. Of course, players who was a free transfer then are no longer a free transfer now. So, not many other people are doing videos on players now because of the time of year, but people keep asking on Twitter if we can do some more player videos, so I'm going to do some. And yeah, let's get right into it. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. If you've got any more player videos you want me to do, please let me know in the description. But yeah, let's get right into it. First player is Fabio Cannavaro. Of course, Fabio Cannavaro was a free transfer at the start of the game. He is still a free transfer, currently wanted by Bologna, Al Sadd, and a few Saudi Arabia teams. But yeah, Fabio Cannavaro, I mean, he will make it in the Premier League, personally. I know a few people who have signed this guy. So a few of my friends have signed him when they've got to the Premier League or when they've started at a lower league kind of Premier League club. He's only 31, so he's still got some potential. Not potential, but you know what I mean. He can still do it for a few more years. I mean, with that crossing, that dribbling, I mean, he's a solid option for that left back role. You know, for that wing back role, good crossing, good dribbling. I mean, his physicals aren't great. His strength and stuff's not brilliant, but for that kind of crossing and that powering down that left-hand side, I think is a good option. Well, there's the first one, Fabio Cannavaro. And we move to a Croatian now, 31 years old as well, Ivan Strinic. This guy is 31, you can see is also a left-back, so you've got two options for a left-back here. Both very similar in their own way, I guess, in terms of the caps. They've roughly got the same amount of caps for the nations, obviously Portugal and Croatia. This guy got released by Milan. He only went there for a year. He didn't get any appearances, as you can see, so he was released. Good determination, though. I mean, mental stats are very strong. Physically better than Cannavaro, but technically not as good. So bear that in mind. I mean, he's got 13 tackling. I reckon this guy could still be a good signing in the Premier League, so never doubt that. He is currently wanted at the moment by Al Sadd, Wuhan, and Al Duel. I'm assuming Saudi Arabian, but he's experienced, so if you do need a bit of experience in your team, I will definitely look at signing Ivan Strinic. And if you need some experience in the goalkeeper behind the sticks, between the sticks, between the sticks, Matteo Viviano is available, 33 years old, 6 caps for Italy, but his attributes are really strong. He spent 2 years at Sporting, but didn't make an appearance for them. He is currently wanted, but I mean, 16 throw-ins, 16 reflexes, 16 one-on-ones. If you're weak spot and you're in the Premier League as a goalkeeper, I would honestly look at bringing this guy in, even if it's just for a season, for you to get a bit more money and maybe look for that potential. You know, it's not always a bad thing signing older players. A lot of players like to sign really young players, me included. But sometimes the better option is just to sign one-season wonders, you know? So this guy, if you are struggling for a goalkeeper and your weakest spot, just drop him a trial. Just see what he compares to like the rest of your squad. But I mean, he does look solid. His attributes are still there. I mean, there's nothing really that bad for a keeper. I can't see anything. His eccentricity is quite high, which is 10, but it's not something to worry about. So, but yeah, have a look at Emmanuel. He is currently wanted by Al Duel as well. These are all Saudi Arabian teams, I think. But yeah, make sure you check out Viviano. The next player is a guy called Ralph. He is 35 years old, so he's a little bit older. Probably if you can try and get this guy, you know, if you can kind of tempt him towards a championship team. Not quite sure he'll be good enough for the Premier League. Maybe a lower league Premier League team, like someone like Sheffield United or something. I know I'm saying Sheffield United. They are doing well in real life, of course, but in terms of FM, you know, Sheffield United is quite a poor team. They tend to get relegated. So if you are playing that DM role, I mean, this guy, I can't imagine him wanting a massive amount of wages, to be honest, at 35. He has made 8 caps for Brazil. Previously at Corinthians, made 42 appearances. And that was only last season. So, you know, at 34, he was... You know, 42 appearances a season is still high. So his stamina and stuff, his physical stats for his age are really strong. So I wouldn't look past this guy because of his age. His attributes are still there. So I would definitely look at bringing this guy in. If you do need a new DM or even a backup DM, just make sure you check out Ralph. Another centre midfielder now, Fran, Spanish centre mid, previously at Granada, made 1 appearance for Granada. I mean, mentally a beast, let's be honest, 31. He is mentally a beast. He's got 16 leadership, so if you need that leadership in the middle, I think he could do it in the Premier League, personally. Physically, very, very poor, though, so you need to bear that in mind. His strength's poor, his fitness is poor. But, of course, if it's for a backup, you know, make sure you've got your backup if you are going to have this guy as your first choice. But, yeah, Fran, very good signing. He's not currently wanted by anyone at the moment, Good first touch, you know, good passing. Kind of like a DLP, I guess. Or advanced playmaker, something like that. Good first touch as well. But yeah, if you're looking for, you know, this guy, make sure you put him on your radar, offer him a trial, just see how he compares. You know, he's only 31, still got a few years left. But going forward, I mean, it's more for a short term than a long term signing, this guy. But yeah, check out Fran. The next player I want to talk about is Wagner. So this guy is 34 years old. He can play centre mid, he can play left wing, he can play AML, he can play AMC, and he can play AMR. So if you need that versatility, and technically very, very good at 34 still. I mean, mentally good as well. Physically is okay. But he was previously at Alcor, made 18 appearances, scoring 8 goals. So I think this guy could do the job in the Premier League, definitely, for a struggling team. 34 years old, so maybe just a season or 2 years. Leadership isn't great. Position's not great either. Neither is his concentration. But he has got some good touches, like the first touch. His flair's good. You know, his off the ball's good, his passing's good, his penalty taking's good, his technique's good. Corners are good, so you know you've got a corner taker there, you've got a penalty taker, and you've also got a decent free kick taker. So bear that in mind as well. Offer him a trial, see how he goes on with you. But he's not one to buy anybody at the moment. I would definitely look at bringing this guy in. Now, probably one of the most signed players, I'm going to say, on FM20 in terms of free transfers at the start of the game. Biro, 24 years old, Brazilian, previously at Botafogo. I always see people sign this guy all the time, and it's hard to see why you wouldn't, to be honest. 24 years old, still young. He can play on the right, he can play on the left. He's good, he's fast. 16 acceleration, 16 pace, 16 dribbling. This is probably the reason why, and still young. So he's got potential sell-on value. So maybe have him for 2 years and see what you can sell him for. You're going to make profit on this guy no matter what you do, unless you sign him and don't play him at all, of course. But he's definitely a guy that a lot of people sign, and he was available at the start of FM20. He is still available in the winter update. So, yeah, Biro. The next one is Augusto Fernandez. Now, another centre midfielder, 16 determination, 16 crossing, not currently wanted by anybody at the moment. Previously at Atletico Madrid for 3 years, you'll recognise him from there. He did move to Rennes, I don't know who they are. 33 appearances, 3 goals for them. He is a free transfer, 16 caps for Argentina. So you have got some experience. As you can see, his media description is an experienced midfielder. Not the best stats overall, but good enough for the championship. If you can get this guy in the championship, it's whether you can kind of tempt him towards you. I've just seen on the right-hand side under his career milestones, actually, that Rennes are in the Chinese Super League, who got relegated. So probably the reason that he's left. And yeah, that is Augusto Fernandez. Michael Crondelli. This guy is another player, 36, the oldest player on the list, but the player that generally goes to a lot of big clubs. And you can kind of see why. I mean, the passing, he's got really good attributes for his age, 36. You'll probably see that he's wanted by a few bigger clubs or championship clubs, like Huddersfield, West Brom are looking for him. So definitely a championship player. And I don't think his wages are that high. I think when I did a test, it was like 7k or 8k, which is really good, I think. You know, his experience as a veteran midfielder. He's got some player traits, which is really, really good. Of course, I don't think you'd play him on the wing because his pace is quite low. You'd definitely have him as that kind of centre midfielder. His tackling's not great, but his passing, his vision, you'd have him as more of an advanced playmaker, I think. But yeah, make sure you check out Michael Crondelli. I thought it said Ronaldo for a minute, but it's Rolando, a Portuguese centre-back, 33 years old, previously at Marseille. Played for Anderlecht and Porto as well. Most people from Porto will know him, of course. He spent a bit of time in France also. But 15 tackling, very strong. The downside is not really a ball-playing defender type, as you can see. Though his passing's good, it's just very, very slow. I wouldn't trust this guy in the Premier League at a ball-playing defender, so bear that in mind. More of a central defender, no-nonsense centre-back type. You know, he is 6'2", he's got good heading, he's got good tackling. You know, he's got good strength, which is more your central defender types. And the final one is Marco Fabian. This guy looks very, very good. I mean, he was previously at Philadelphia, only 29, so he's not that old. He looks a lot older in his picture, mind. But look at his attributes. Physically ignore him, because apart from his agility, is absolutely dreadful. But mentally, 16 vision, 17 flair, 16 technique, 17 long shots, 16 first touch. I think this guy could make it in the Premier League for a few years. He is currently wanted by West Brom, so, you know, if you can get this guy in the Championship, I think that's a very good signing. And that is the final one of Marco Fabian. That is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody. Laters.